City girl Cheryl, 31, never dreamt that she would one day give up her corporate career to become a volunteer teacher. But that was exactly what happened. Cheryl was sent to a rural school in Kedah and contributed to her school by establishing a choral speaking team. The team went on to become a top qualifier at a district level choral speaking competition. It was a triumphant moment for the school because it had never won a prize, let alone make it to a top tier in a competition. Okay, jadi untuk perangan satu kita sudah tahu yang Cheryl ini ialah telah berhenti kerja sebagai orang korporat ini untuk menjadi cikgu sukarelawan. Lepas tu dia dihantar untuk bertugas di Kedah. Sekolah di Kedah itu dia sudah dapat bina satu pasukan choral speaking. Okay, jadi pasukan itu orang layak untuk ke level yang tinggi di peringkat daerah. Okay, jadi itu adalah saat kemenangan lah bagi mereka tu. Triumphant moment, ingat kan yang ada di dalam soalan tadi kan yang kita baca tu. Kenapa bagi orang ini adalah satu saat yang sangat hebat sebab sekolah tu tidak pernah menang apa-apa hadiah, apalagi sampai ke tahap yang tinggi di dalam sebuah pertandingan. Okay, now let's go to paragraph 2. I was a public relations PR consultant for 4 years. During that time, I used to teach students in Puchong. Then I reached a point where I realized I liked teaching more than PR, so I decided to leave. In 2013, she joined Teach for Malaysia and was trained for 8 weeks. During her training, she was taught different teaching strategies like how to engage the students and how to plan and have class games. Upon completion, Cheryl was then sent to SMK Pinang Tunggal, Kedah. Okay, jadi di perangan kedua ni kita lebih tahu secara detail lah. Ya, kerjanya dalam korporat tu kerja apa? Itu seorang PR consultant selama 4 tahun. Sama-sama dia kerja tu, dia mengajar pelajar di Puchong. Sampai satu tahap tu dia rasa macam dia lagi suka mengajar daripada kerja PR tu. Jadi pada tahun 2013 dia sertai Teach for Malaysia. Jadi itu satu program latihan selama 8 minggu, dan semasa dia latihan ni dia sudah kena ajar macam mana untuk membuatkan pelajar itu engage bermaksud bukan bertunang ya, sangat masuklah sama pelajaran tu. Lepas tu lepas dia dapat latihan tu, dia dihantar ke SMK Pinang Tunggal. Okay, let's go to the third paragraph. Despite the smaller paycheck, after switching careers, Cheryl persevered and went on to assemble a team of students whom she initially saw as lackluster and polished their talent through sheer grit. She said the experience was an emotionally charged and physically draining one, as she had to start from scratch to find prospective students. They had problems with speaking English. There were times my students would get tired, but some of them would persevere. It was difficult. There were issues with pronunciation too, as they were used to conversing in the Kedah dialect. The students don't pronounce the suffix S, but English has a lot of that. So that was my biggest challenge with them. But I trained them continuously, even through the fasting month, and it was so tiring. I even encouraged them with motivational words to stay focused and soldier on, so they would not lose their spirit. Okay, jadi di dalam perangan ketiga ini kita tahulah yang sebenarnya bila dia bertukar kerjaya tu, si Cheryl ni dapat gaji yang lebih rendah. Tapi dia tetap juga bersemangat menghimpun satu pasukan pelajar yang lackluster, kurang bersemangat, dan dia bantu untuk menggilap bakat diorang dengan hanya kecekalan hati. Tiada benda lain, hanya kecekalan hati. Okay, lepas tu dia terpaksa mula dari awal dan dia ada banyak masalah sebab pelajar-pelajar ni ada masalah dengan pertuturan bahasa Inggeris. Okay. Dan diorang kadang-kadang sudah penat, benda diorang punya sebutan pun selalu susah sebab orang Kedah, dialek Kedah. Jadi Kedah dialek ni tidak sebut S bahasa Inggeris yang ada banyak S. Diorang ada kesusahan lah. Tapi Cheryl tetap juga latih diorang secara berterusan walaupun sepanjang bulan Ramadan. Okay, itu sangatlah memenatkan semua orang. Tapi apa yang Cheryl buat, Cheryl encourage, memberi semangat sama diorang dan tidak hilang semangat. Okay, so let's go to the fourth paragraph. Privately though, Cheryl did consider giving up after having a difficult time assembling her 35-student team for the competition. Many opted out owing to lack of confidence and attendance was just too poor to begin practice. Refusing to give up, she put her foot down and gave an ultimatum to her students. There was another teacher who did it with me. We reached a point where we thought we didn't want to do it because attendance was discouraging and the students were dropping out. So I called them and reminded them that the reasons they joined the competition. It was then they felt inspired to finish what they started. I had no choice but to tough it out because I felt that they can ace this competition, but they need to realize it themselves too. I couldn't get that message across easily. I too got emotional at times, she added. Okay, kita perlu pergi sini dulu, perangan keempat. Okay, sebenarnya secara pribadi lah, si Cheryl ni sebenarnya mau juga give up. Okay, sebab susah gitu mau kasih himpunkan 35 pelajar dalam satu pasukan. Dan banyak pelajarnya yang keluarlah, drop daripada tim tu sebab tidak ada keyakinan. Jadi bila banyak orang tiada, makin lama kehadiran semakin sedikit. Tapi Cheryl tidak mau juga give up. Jadi dia menggunakan jawatan yang dia ada, kuasa yang dia ada sebagai seorang cikgu untuk menghalang daripada tim tu hancur. Okay, jadi dia buat apa? Dia bagi ultimatum, amaran terakhir. Okay, jadi apa cikgu Cheryl buat? She called them. Jadi dia panggil dorang, lepas tu ingatkan dorang kenapa pelajar-pelajar tu menyertai pasukan tu pada asalnya. Bila cikgu tu Cheryl ni kasih ingat yang dorang tu pasal semua ni, barulah dorang bersemangat untuk menghabiskan apa yang dorang sudah start. Kadang-kadang dia beremosi juga, biasalah sebagai seorang cikgu. Lepas tu pergi perangan kelima. The team was made up of students from Form 1 up to Form 5, some of whom hailed from rural villages and had no transportation to and from the choral speaking practice session. But Cheryl volunteered to chauffeur some of the students to motivate them to turn up. There was also the regular food and drinks which she would supply on days where the practice took a long time. This also took a hit on Cheryl's monthly wage of 2,000. Nevertheless, it gave her much satisfaction. Sebenarnya pelajar di sini di perangan kelima ni diterangkan yang pelajar-pelajar ini datang daripada rural villages, kampung-kampung pedalaman yang tidak ada transportation, itu kenderaan. Dorang tidak ada kenderaan sebenarnya untuk pergi ke tempat berlatih choral speaking tu. Tapi apa Cheryl buat? Cheryl volunteer. Dia sukarela untuk memandu. Chauffeur bermaksud memandu pelajar-pelajar ni untuk bagi dorang motivasi untuk datang pergi berlatih. Selain daripada memandu pelajar ni, dia juga bagi regular food and drinks pada hari-hari yang praktis panjang. Jadi tengoklah, dia bayar minyak untuk hantar dorang pergi kampung dan ambil lagi dari kampung untuk pergi berlatih. Lepas tu bagi dorang makan dan minum. Jadi semua ni akan took a hit on Cheryl's monthly wage. Apa maksud took a hit? Memberi kesan negatif kepada gaji bulanan si Cheryl ni. Tapi nevertheless dia merasa puas hati. Mari kita pergi ke perenggan ke-6. One of the ways I motivated my team was I told them that no one is going to look at them at the competition, as we were going up against 25 schools. I told them they had to make heads turn, and that's how they are going to win, which they did. Of course, there were vast differences between our school and the other schools. We were competing for a spot against schools categorized as cluster institutions, religious schools, and Chinese schools. On that day, my students delivered an outstanding performance. I saw the reaction on the judges' faces, and they were all like, "Wow, this is such a good school. I never thought we would get the placing, but we did." SMK Pinang Tunggal won the 5th spot in that competition. Dalam perenggan ke-6 dan 7 ini, dia bagi tahulah yang Cik Cheryl ni bagi dorang semangat dengan berkata yang tiada orang akan pandang dorang ni sebab dorang lawan 25 sekolah lain yang datang daripada institusi kluster, sekolah agama, sekolah Cina yang memang kita tahu lagi hebat bahasa Inggerisnya. Jadi maknanya Korean speaking dorang pun hebat. Jadi apa yang dorang perlu buat? Dorang mesti buat persembahan yang wow sampai making heads turn, sampai macam yang boleh buatkan orang tertoleh. Macam wow, hebatnya. Jadi itulah yang dorang buat. Pelajar-pelajarnya buat persembahan yang hebat sampailah hakim-hakimnya cakap wow, ini sekolah yang bagus. Jadi diorang dapat tempat ke-5. Walaupun macam kau rasa macam tempat ke-5 bukan nombor 1, tapi 5 daripada 25 sekolah dan daripada sekolah yang majoriti pelajarnya ialah daripada pedalaman, itu ialah satu pencapaian yang hebat. Gitulah. So this text is adapted from the Malay Online February 2017, 3 years ago kan.